Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCrafting. Today's episode is a match between Grubby, the green Protoss in the bottom left, and Empire Happy spawning in the top right of Daybreak. That's the map. So, last game I cast was a match with Grubby in it as well, against Nama, I believe. Yes, Nama, the Terran player. And he dropped one force field in the middle of an open map. There was not much terrain. It wasn't a choke. In an open map, one force field that he dropped that was responsible for the death of an Immortal and 3 Marines. And I pretty much crapped my pants and jizzed all over the floor. I got a little bit of a Grubby hard on, so I'm casting this game for my own personal pleasure. However, to make those Terran players happy, I give you Happy. You see what I did there? But yeah, no, Empire Happy, man, he's a very, very talented Terran player. And I watched him pretty much manhandle my favorite, one of my favorite Protoss players. The Grandpa Toss himself, Whitera, was made, just looked silly by Happy. Completely one-sided match. That was the very first game I ever watched a Happy, and my jaw pretty much hit the floor. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a bit of news. Quick bit of news. But I'm going to be a little bit cryptic with it. And you guys might understand why, you guys might not understand why, but I don't give a shit. So there's this Zealot, okay? The Zealot's name is Incarnum. Does that sound familiar to you? It does, probably, unless you're a little bit retarded. But anyway, so there's this Zealot named Incarnum. And holy fuck, Grubby's going to drop a 15 Nexus. And there's already an SCV on the way for Empire Happy. And he's going to see that. And he's going to see that. What? Okay. So, yeah, Empire Happy just saw Grubby's 15 Nexus. So let me tell you something about Grubby. Grubby is a Warcraft 3 player, okay? So he definitely is from a game where it's a little bit more about micro than macro. But here's a very greedy macro technique. However, Grubby, being from Warcraft 3, he's got the micro to survive something like this. If Happy doesn't react perfectly. But look at this. We've got a Marine out already. It's going to go deny this scouting from this probe. And we've got a bunker going up right here next to that Nexus. Right away, guys. We have Happy trying to punish Grubby for this early Nexus. And what does this mean for a Protoss player? Can he get any Marines down into that bunker before... Okay, I'm not really sure how this is going to go down. Grubby now pulling lots of probes off the line, but the bunker is finished. That SCV can get inside, but he's only repairing the bunker and not going to get inside. So the SCV actually goes down, and all these probes are going to start going to town on this bunker. Can this Marine get over there in time? We see some probes coming over here, and the Marine is going to actually... Oh, there's a Zealot out now. So there's this Zealot that I was talking about. No, that's not the same one. I lied to you. I'm sorry. So it looks like Grubby actually gonna hold this off if he can take down this bunker before... Oh no. So a Marine does get inside, and that is in range of the Nexus. So right now we've got some pressure being put on by Happy. He's gonna be able to just play with these probes all day long. This is not a good situation for Happy at all. And now he's gonna have to deal with this Zealot. But can he DPS the Zealot down now that he's got 2 Marines? Most definitely. However, that bunker is on fire. It's going to be salvaged. Very good timing. 75 minerals returned to Happy, but he is delaying the mining time here, and that's basically 400 minerals down the drain if he cannot get his workers mining from this. However, there is now a Zealot and Stalker, and they will be able to shut down this little bit of pressure right away. A Hellion on the way, but now that there's a Stalker on the field, that's not going to do much. So now that we look like we're going to have a little bit of lull in pressure and in action, let me tell you my story. So there's this Zealot named Incarnum, for all you clever people out there, and he likes to wander around, you know, and take video of other people's battles, and then he takes those videos and he puts them on IRTube. Isn't that clever? You gotta get where I'm going. There's some similarities there. It's okay if you guys don't get it. You can just keep drinking your dirty pond water. So IRTube, yeah, it gets pretty popular there, and some companies say, you know what, we're going to put some advertisements on those holograms that you guys are posting, and here comes the Hellions into the mineral line. I'm going to start roasting away. It's got blue flame already, so that early... Oh no, I thought I saw blue flame, but that is not blue. Okay, that is some red flame going down. and one Hellion goes down. I think how do you look at that again? Control V? No, I always forget. Control M? Nope. That's music. Okay, let's check this out here. Units killed, minerals, name panel, army supply. I don't remember how to do that. Anyway, units lost. We've got, there was a lot of drones that went down there. I think. But we have a Banshee coming out now. I wish, frick, how do I do that again? Somebody tell me. Nope. Oh, look what I just did. That was silly. So this Hellion comes back. It has 5 kills. Holy cow. That Hellion looks like it got all the kills. So that pretty much answers our question. Anyway, I accidentally jumped back in the replay. I hope you guys can forgive me someday. So this Banshee that's coming out for Happy is actually getting picked off by a Phoenix, which is just like one hilarious pickup for Grubby. I'm not even sure what made him decide to get that Phoenix. Maybe he just assumed that that was the transition, because that is a pretty popular popular switch. Is that, man, how far into the replay did I go back? Are these the same Hellions that do the damage? Oh shit, I may have really fucked this up. But anyway, no, I don't believe so. 5. So this Phoenix is it's gonna cause some trouble here for Happy. These 2 Stalkers are gonna be able to come in and snipe this Hellion. So very nice pickup here. And one more Hellion floating around. So going back to the production tab for you guys, we've got observers on the way. So that means there's a Robo Bay for Grubby. And wow, this Phoenix was such a good idea. That is one way to get some map control early on. So we've got missile turrets going up. I think that Happy's a little bit worried about Mineral Line Harass. Where did that turret even go up? I don't even see it. Ooh. This isn't looking good for Happy, seeing as how he is on one base. There's a command center here ready to be an expansion, but at this point, there we go. There it goes. So finally taking a second base, but this Phoenix is just giving Grubby the map control he needs. So back to my story. Tube, yeah, some really famous and some really high up there people were like, you know what? There's some traffic going on your holograms. A lot of people are watching your holograms of these great battles, and we're gonna put, our name next to it. And every time the people watching your holograms come to our name next to your hologram, we'll give you some money, okay? We'll give you some minerals. And he said, sure. That's a great way for you guys to advertise your great stuff, and that's a great way for the people who watch my holograms to contribute to my work for free. They don't have to pay a thing. So yeah, so basically this Zealot was a pretty happy dude, and yeah, a lot of people came to his holograms, his viewings all the time, and that's all there is to say. Both the company and the Zealot were, harmoniously happy. So anyway, there's a big death ball coming up the map, but it was spotted by a Phoenix. And that Phoenix did take no kills. He got no kills for that. Did take one little pot shot at that medevac. And the Marines and the medevacs, they're getting it home safe. That's how that's going to go. And there are Colossus out now for Grubby. And I was instructed to pay a little bit more attention to the production tab because I tend to miss things. So I'll do that. Thermal Lance is on the way. And Weapons 1 for those that Colossus. Now, Vikings coming out for Happy. A whole lot more Vikings. So we've already got 2 in the field, 3 more on the way. I don't remember Happy spotting those Colossus, but I mean, it's so hard to keep track of what the Terran player knows about, as he could scan anywhere at any time where I'm looking somewhere else. He could be scanning that Colossus right now, and I would never know. So, I'm not sure how Happy made the decision to get Vikings, but he did in fact make that decision, and it was a good one, because as we can see, there are Colossus, 2 of them. And there's not much of a ground army here. Without these Colossus, this ground army is pretty piddly. And so I really feel like Happy needs to take advantage of this window and do some shots. He could snipe these Colossus right now pretty much for free. There's not enough anti-air in this army at all to contend with the Viking count. Those are some free Colossus, if you ask me. Anyway, There's not much gateway count for Happy either, so it's not Happy, Grubby. Actually there's quite a few now. But look at how spread out his army was. It's pretty much watching for Banshees as far as I can tell. Getting a free kill here. That was a scouting marine, I believe. And it does know that there's a third up for Grubby now. So Grubby is actually playing the macro game despite being a Warcraft 3 descent. And I like how his units are kind of everywhere. He's prepared for drops. He's prepared for Banshees. He's kind of all over the map, really. And this Phoenix still scouting, giving him some good map spotting. As Protoss, map vision is so important because choosing your engagements is key. Picking what fights to actually fight out and which fights to run from and when to position yourself. Right now, this Hellion here, I don't know how much of this it can see, but it knows these rocks are going down. Happy is now coming in, hopefully going to catch Grubby off guard. That's what he's waiting for. And now Grubby is going to be taken advantage of. Zealots are not doing their job because they died way too early. Vikings sniping all the Colossus, some force fields going down to stop this army from mauling this one, and it looks like those Vikings are softened up pretty good, but all the Colossus go down, and this army here for Grubby cannot engage this army here. This is a superior army, especially if these Vikings land on the ground to add some DPS to the mix. So anyway, Grubby is now a little bit behind after losing those Colossus, but the Viking count is stupid high. Happy playing with that Bioball Viking that he always does. It's a very popular build for Happy against Protoss. Well placed force fields, and now we're seeing those Vikings land, like I said, and really those force fields are so key for Happy. For Grubby, oh my god, I love his force field play, but it's still not enough. The Stim Marines, Stim Marauders are going to chase down what's left of this Protoss army. He needs another warping. Those Zealots are going to be key. He needs to get those up front. They're in the wrong part of his army, and Happy wisely backing off because his army is soft, and now he's going into Protoss territory. He definitely came out on the top side of that fight, and he's leaving before he loses what's left loses what's left of his army. He can go back home, he can heal up and keep what's here, but if he pushes in, he's bound to lose it all to defender's advantage, Grubby's warp in. So going back to the production tab, we're just seeing more Marine Marauder Viking. That's it from Happy. He's getting those infantry infantry weapon level 1s. Planetary Fortress for a third, which is so frustrating to play against, and just a great tool for the Terran army. And we're seeing more Immortals than anything else, more ground weapons and armor from Grubby. No starport play anymore like we're used to seeing from him in the late game against Terran. The last game I cast, he actually went really heavy carriers with motherships, and it worked so well. Oh my gosh, it's like just terrifying to see what that can do. But it is a huge money dump as you are paying for interceptors the entire game, and when it comes down to a standoff at the end, you can run out of you can still have 5-6 carriers, but if you can't afford more interceptors, you're gonna lose anyway. It's the shitty buzz of that build. So anyway, there's a huge freaking scary army, and what's really nice for Terran is that these Vikings, when they're on the ground, they're the same speed as the rest of the army, and look at the damage that those DTs do per swing. He almost two-shot something with 125 health. So there's a big drone transfer going on, probe transfer, and Empire Happy is going for the throat as Grubby goes for his throat. However, force field's going down, stopping him from repairing that PF, which was huge. Happy coming home, stimming his army to get back here and defend. There's detection here, this missile turret, and what is this here? He's building another command center as he needs it now. He needs it fast, and you know what? Grubby very wisely backing off, not engaging the Terran army at all. The DT was actually what scouted the fact that this army was coming back and allowed Grubby to run off. But now it looks like he might get cut off by Happy. Oh, these Zealots not where they need to be. They're a little bit stray. Grubby's got to get home with this ground force or he will lose it all. And we do have Templar here. Storm not finished. He needs to make these Archons because they are useless right now until Storm finishes. However, it doesn't look like this army is going to push the base. If he waits too long, Storm will be finished, and this is not a good fight for Happy. It's not a place he wants to be. because this army will be superior. And he needs to put his zealots in front. What is he doing? Oh, so scan goes down. It looks like ghosts are going up ahead. They're going to EMP. They think storm is finished. There goes the EMP, wasted on the Templar that actually don't have any energy. But then finally some good EMPs go down on the rest of the army, eliminating their shields. And the bio for Happy just continues to kite every single one of Grubby's units backwards. And he's going to need another stim to get away. And that's what's going to really weaken this army down to nothing, as the Zealots tank all the damage from Happy's units. The Medivacs trying to heal, the DT in front getting some swings, and there it is. Another scan is going to be forced. No, a couple more units go down for the Terran army. It's just so hard for a Protoss army to chase a bio army that does that. However, those Vikings couldn't keep up with the stimmed units and did go down very quickly. So interesting tactic there. Grubby did have High Templar in his mix. Storm was not done yet, but it did force the EMP from the Ghosts. So that really saved the Immortals in this army from taking the blunt of the EMPs. So whether he had Storm or not, those Templar did come in handy, even if just as a bluff. So that was great too. But that did tell Happy that Storm's not done, but that could be a false sense of security. He could think that maybe these Templar are going to be Archons. I don't know what he thinks now. But although no, he doesn't know that Storm's not done because he thinks he EMP'd them, so I don't know what he thinks. But Happy, he's got to know that Storm's coming out soon. He's got to make some kind of tech switch because Bio is not the path he needs right now, as Grubby is on 5 bases, and is going to have a lot of tech and a lot of number. Look at the splash damage that's coming out now. Feedback going down on the Ghosts, and not enough EMP on the army. He needs to turn around and fight if he tries to run. There we go. There's some good force fields delaying that army and cutting it up, allowing him to retreat. If he just straight up tried to run away, the Immortals would slow them down and pick off units for free. That is not the way you want to retreat as a Protoss player. That is the most just expensive way to run away. The Terran player playing this well, though, once those force fields went down, he did not chase the Protoss units through the gauntlet. He wisely backed up to cut his losses. It wasn't worth trying to pick off those units. If he got trapped in the middle of some force fields and just netted through some storm, he would have lost everything, especially with the Archons, Colossus, and Immortal in this mix. This is an expensive army and a very scary one indeed. Look at the dance that Colossus did there. Taking a look up here, we've got Gravatic boosters. Now, even though I play Protoss, I do not get that upgrade very often. Is that the... That's the Observer speed. So, there you go, guys. Observer speed is on its way. Protoss shields level 2. And so we're seeing some serious upgrades. He has 3 weapons, 3 armor, and shields are on the way. He's up against a PF now. He needs those force fields once again to stop that PF from being repaired. And a storm goes down to get all the SCVs. Great play by Grubby. Force fields going down to prevent the Terran player from pouring in like he wants to. And Empire Happy. GG's. Grubby taking another game on StarCraft Inc. He is doing very well. Now keep in mind, guys, I do not watch the games before I cast them. I had no idea how this game would end. I do not check the spoilers on the websites either. So, I'm not picking games that Grubby wins. He just happens to be winning. So, I love you, Grubby. You're pretty freaking awesome. Happy. I have faith in you. You are one of my favorite Terran players to watch. You needed a tech switch, though, buddy. Guys, I'm SSN Incarnum. I hope you understood my story. Guys, I'll see you later.